Yo, I'm Justin Newham, and you're just in time for the weekly recap. This is a weekly show I do where I go over in summary the Let's Plays that we've done this week. I'll give you some of my personal answers to the questions of the day, and then finally I'll give you an idea of where I think we'll be heading with those Let's Plays in next week. With all of that out of the way, on with the show. In Minecraft this week, we settled into our new world, building up our home from a small igloo into something more homely. We also established, importantly, a tunnel between that home, which is not actually within the bounds of the village, and the village itself. That way, no matter what time of day, we should have a safe and somewhat expeditious means of traveling between the home and the village. In Golden Sun this week, we actually didn't partake in any of the festivities of Colosso, as we found out that the leader of the town of Tolby, a Mr. Bobby, has been missing for over a night. And so, it took us about all 3 episodes to go find where he had gotten off to, and then to help him out of the predicament that he had found himself in. The first question of the week was, how many continents have you been to? This was stimulated by the fact that we have only just now, having crossed that inland sea, arrived at Gondolin, the second of at least, I think, about 5 continents that the world of Wayard has, and by the end of this journey, Isaac and company will have been to the vast majority of those continents, which, by all means, technically makes them far better traveled than me, even just already. Technically, I have been to 2 continents. I've been to Asia, as well as, obviously, here in North America. The second question I had was, which is your favorite of the 4th tier summons that we've unlocked? One of the things that I like about the 4th tier ones is that where a lot of the lesser ones do have a tendency to feel like overkill, even though sometimes, they won't do enough damage to just straight up one-shot, even though hypothetically the things they're doing to the enemy probably should have. A lot of the 4th tier summons seem completely intentionally overkill. For instance, the meteor summon, where for the purposes of killing this one entity, you're summoning in a meteor the size of which would almost certainly indicate that you would also be dying as collateral, even though that's not what ends up happening. Which leads into the fact that, for my personal answer, it has to be the Judgment summon, because the way that one's animation plays out, it's almost certain that you're not calling that in order to do damage to the boss, and then it's going to cause super collateral damage. You seem to be causing the end of the world so that the boss can be collateral damage, even though it's only going to end up affecting the boss, which is a fun bit of overemphasis on the power of these summons, considering their actual effects. And then the final question was whether you think Colosso is going to be a pushover or a challenge. I'm a little bit on the fence with this one, because on the one hand, we haven't really been doing any intentional grinding ever since, I think, initially entering Soul Sanctum was the last time I actually did any actual grinding off camera. Other than that, we've really just gotten incidental levels from just pushing forward. So, considering we haven't done any training, and we did upgrade our armor, but we didn't really upgrade our weapons, I think there's a chance that maybe Colosso could be a bit of a challenge. I know that it won't be particularly insurmountable, and I do have a tendency to lean on the fact that it's probably going to be a pushover, just because I don't remember Golden Sun 1 being all that difficult. Golden Sun, Lost Age, and then definitely Dark Dawn have a little bit more in the way of difficulty and therefore necessity to grind up before battles. And all of them, when you go after the secret bosses, which are completely post-game, those do require quite a bit, because those are completely intended to be complete challenge, no real story implication necessary. But yeah. Looking forward to next week. In Minecraft, I think the first order of business is going to be establishing a perimeter wall around the village, and then lighting up the interior of it with torches and such, in order to establish a safe working environment within the village. Right now, as the day-night cycle passes, having our home and our primary respawn bed so far outside the village is not going to be particularly conducive to a working environment. So my plan is, instead of, as I mentioned at the end of the last episode, I was thinking of trying to establish like a home away from home within the village. And as of now, I've changed my mind to try to just make my first step be making safe the village for work, which should be successful as long as I establish, as I mentioned, a wall and then enough light within the wall so that mobs can't spawn within it. As for Golden Sun, I don't think that Colosso is going to take us much more than one episode. I could be misremembering how long it is, and it could possibly go into 2, but I think we'll be done in 1. And then, assuming that immediately after that you're able to get the cloak orb from Lord Bobby, we'll be heading through the Gondolin Pass back up north to rescue Lord Hammett. Well, that wraps up things for this week. Once again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Yo, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like and leave a comment. Subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want YouTube to let you know when more uploads arrive. I've put links in the description for if you want to follow the channel's Twitter or Facebook, as well as a link to the channel's Patreon if you'd like to support the channel. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.